Greetings, Earthlings. I want to make this quick video for you guys today about how to figure out a college list. I've been working with students helping guide them through the college application process, and it can be a bit of a headache and pretty challenging. So I'm going to make this video fairly quick and to the point. So there's 2 steps that I find very helpful. These aren't going to be rocket science. You'll probably think like, wow, that sounds obvious, but the obvious is not always obvious to everybody. So step number 1 is figure out what you want. Now that sounds easy to say, but it's not. You have to get very particular. So I'm just gonna say, start with maybe 5 to 10 things that you might want. So what sorts of things? It might be, what do you want to study? What's important for you? So maybe you're the type of person that is interested in physics, and so you're looking for a university or college that has a great physics program. So that might be like your number 1 thing. Maybe you want to be a writer, you're interested in literature, whatever. So maybe that's your number 1. Other things might be, what size school? Where is it located? Do you want to be close to your parents? Do you want to get away from your parents? You want the weather to be warm, cold? Do you not care? So all these things can be 5 to 10 things. It could be a little less, a little more, it doesn't matter. So come up with the things that you value and kind of prioritize them. So that's step number 1. Like I said, easy to say, not as easy to do. Some of you will have trouble coming up with these, but do the best you can. And there's a way, if you want, go to my About page, and you can find my email, and we can have a private conversation and we can consult on this further. So step number 2. Step number 2 is you're going to take your 5 to 10 things that you are looking for, top program in X, whatever. And number 2, you are going to do various searches. So for example, let's say for number 1, you want to go to a good physics program, a school with a good physics program. So you can look up a university, a list of schools, and there's various rankings online that you could find that have, here are the top 20, 30, 100 US News and World Report, whatever report you want. It could be on forums, whatever. Here's the top, 50 schools in physics for undergraduate, let's say. You can put that into a spreadsheet. So then number 2, you go, what are schools that are in, let's say you want to stay close to home, you're in the Northeast region, you're going to look up schools that are in the Northeast that fit. So you're going to basically have various lists and see which schools kind of appear on multiple lists. So you're going to cross match, okay, this school kind of fits 3 or 4 of my criteria, it goes on my starter list of colleges. So those are your 2 steps. To recap, number 1, come up with a few bullets of what you want. Step 2, do a Google search on each of those criteria, figuring out which lists of colleges match those and which things have in common among those lists. And using a spreadsheet might be a good way to keep track of all this stuff. All right, so those are basically the 2 tips. I'll give you 2 bonus tips, but I would start with those first 2. So these 2 bonus tips are kind of to add wild cards or like individual schools. So first of all, visit the schools. If there's a school in your area you're interested in, or you've heard of or kind of thinking about, I suggest going there because you'll learn a lot more than just by visiting their website. For example, for me, my dream school growing up was MIT. My cousin had went there. I dreamed of going there. But when I was a junior in high school, the day I visited was the day I knew I did not want to go there. We can discuss why that is in another video, but it didn't feel right when I arrived on campus. When I visited Princeton, it wasn't a school that I was originally interested in, but I knew it was had a good reputation, good school, and I visited it and I just felt at home on the campus. That's not going to be as big of a deal for all of you guys, but there's a lot to be said for how you feel when you're on campus. So don't underestimate visiting a school. And bonus tip number 2, talk to people. So talk to especially your classmates, maybe a year ahead, maybe they're already in college or they're seniors, you're a junior, and see what, they can give you a lot of tips like, oh, check out this school, I've heard this about that. Talk to your teachers, family, friends, whoever. There's plenty of information. So number 1 is visit the schools. Number 2 is talk to people. All right, great. Enjoy. And again, if you have like a specific situation, you want us to talk about it, check out my email and we can talk privately. All right, see you guys later.